r/AskReddit by Redmond ETS. People who were engaged at one point but never got married, what happened? He left me 6 months before the wedding. In his defense, he did pass away, and one day I will probably be really angry with him for it. The night he proposed, he left my house and went straight to his ex's for a catch-up dinner, but slipped and fell and accidentally banged her. Turns out she liked vagina as much as I did. He wasn't participating in the wedding planning at all, and I realized he didn't actually want to get married. There was a lot of pressure from his family and admittedly, me as well. I just wanted a family and to be married and hadn't really paid attention to his reluctance up until that point. It was 3 months before the wedding and I sat down and reviewed our relationship. We were incompatible in several crucial points, even though we loved each other a lot. So I called off the wedding and ended it, and while we were both sad, we were also relieved. This was more than a decade ago, and whenever we run into each other we catch up and there are no hard feelings at all. He's married and a father now and I couldn't be happier for him. He left me for a co-worker he claimed for over a year was like a sister to him. They have a kid now. I have a better boyfriend. She moved home to Germany to care for her dying mother. And by dying mother, she meant some oil sheikh she met in Dubai. We had like 6 miscarriages. At the end of the relationship he said something to me like, "It's just so hard. I look at your face and I feel like I see nothing but 6 dead babies. Can't really come back from that one. I mean, some people can. We couldn't." The Holy Spirit came to him in a dream and told him that he couldn't marry me because I wasn't a virgin. He cheated before we got married and I found out. I thank the stars every freaking day I didn't marry him. It was toxic, and a month before we were supposed to get married I broke my foot at an event I was helping. She was there too but just partying. When I told her I probably broke my foot, she said I shouldn't be a little baby and just walk home since the party was over. I couldn't stand on it. She helped me a couple meters forward and then she just pushed me. That night my mother took me to the hospital, and that night I decided all the lies and mental abuse was enough, and ended it. Best decision of my life. 3 months ago and I'm finally getting back to being me. We're still technically engaged, but we never wanted a wedding. We met way late in life. I'm 50, she's in her mid-40s, no kids, and if we get legally married the government screws with her disability assistance, so she is my spouse, my partner, and my soulmate. But we don't feel the need to get married. But I do have a living will just in case. We will be celebrating our 10-year anniversary early next year. Came home for lunch one day to surprise her. Surprise was on me as she was in the middle of screwing her co-worker on my couch. I loved that couch. I finally left him after he hit the dog. Years of hitting me both physically and emotionally were ignored, but the moment I heard my dog yipe, I smartened up. She died due to seizures. 3 AM, she was home alone. She woke up and got the seizure and unfortunately hit her head against a wall. 7 AM, she was supposed to show up at her parents' house to drop off the dog before work. She didn't. 9 AM, her parents went to check on her. Dog was fine, but she was unresponsive. 9:30 AM, she was declared deceased in the scene. 10 AM, I was at work and I got a call from her father. I lost it right there. It was back on 2012, but still I'm not over it yet. Cancer took her before we got married. It will be 10 years in December. I'm married to someone else now, but in 2016 I got engaged and pregnant, in that order. I had a miscarriage and he broke up with me about 5 minutes after I fainted from the blood loss at a family garden party. My family, not his, that he told me to suck it up and go to during it. He started dating my cousin, who he met at the party, about 6 weeks later. They're married now. She left me for our young lecturer. I got sober and recognized some things that helped me realize I didn't want to marry that person. Still sober and happily married to the love of my life. Cheated on me. A lot. I had a friend who was engaged. One day, she had a fight with her fiancé and drove from his house mad. On her way home, she ended up in a bad car accident. She tried to call him several times. Wouldn't pick up. Her family tried. Nothing. Her friends tried. Nothing. His friends tried. Nothing. His family tried. Nothing. Dude was quite serious about giving her the silent treatment. Needless to say, she didn't think he handled that well and broke it off. Edit. I should add that after he found out what had happened, he just kind of went oh okay instead of apologizing or asking if she was alright. It wasn't just that he went to bed or something at the wrong time. The longer we lived together leading up to the wedding, the more he showed his true colors. One day while I was cooking dinner for us he started screaming at me, like an inch from my face, and called me a cunt. Something about it snapped some sense into me. I walked out and never went back. She had been fighting depression and went to stay with her family a little bit before marriage. But she started having horrible fights with her family and had a mental breakdown 2 months before the wedding and said she wasn't able to handle being a wife or in a relationship and ran to be single and disappear. I realized he wasn't the right partner for me. He had anger issues and I was naive and young. So once I graduated grad school, I moved out when he was gone for the day and never saw him again. I did it this way because I was afraid of his reaction. He refused to get a job after 5 years together, and I realized I would be paying for everything on my measly teacher salary. Was able to buy my own condo a month after breaking it off. He wanted children, but I didn't. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.